Hello and welcome to the Canadian Bro Show. My name is Paul Bale. I'm the founder and host of the Canadian Bro Show. The Canadian Bro Show is basically 3 iterations at this stage. This will be the 3rd iteration of the Canadian Bro Show. The first iteration of the Canadian Bro Show is all things Canadian with Pauly and Johnny, and we have 73 completed episodes with my co-host of the most, Mr. Johnny Leister. My name is Paul Bale, and I am the founder and host of the Canadian Bro Show. I'm also a licensed realtor, investor, and landlord. And the 2nd iteration of the Canadian Bro Show, for those that like sports, and specifically basketball, we have 2 seasons, approximately 56 episodes, with my other co-host of the most, Mr. Trent ROWLEY. And the 3rd iteration of the Canadian Bro Show is the Real Estate Minute with Paul Bale. I'm from ORCA Realty. I specialize in Vancouver and Kelowna real estate. And I'd like to talk about the early spring in Kelowna as I work in both Vancouver and Kelowna. We're going to do the first episode of the Real Estate Minute on the Canadian Bro Show. We're going to do the month of March and give you just a brief 2.5 minute synopsis of how the market is reacting to the Okanagan Valley in British Columbia, coming soon. Welcome back to the Canadian Bro Show, and my name is Paul Bale with ORCA Realty, and this is the Real Estate Minute. We're actually focused on early spring in Kelowna, the Okanagan Valley, and the stats. I'm going to do a 2.5 minute synopsis on the month and explain to you very briefly on what exactly has been going on. For the most part, since January, February, and this will be March, the market hasn't really changed very much. If anything, it's probably gotten a little bit worse, but the stats don't lie. And let's get right into the essentially the Okanagan Valley and the real estate market in the Okanagan. And home sales continue to evolve at a pace similar to last year's Metro Vancouver housing market. In March, let's look at a closer look. Realtors registered just over 2,000 residential home sales in March. That's a 3% decrease from this time last year and nearly 32% below the 10-year average for that month. On the supply side, nearly 5,800 homes changed hands. Excuse me. That's a 10% decrease from last year and 5% from the last 10-month average. The marketing continues. Inventory levels remain relatively flat, with March having nearly 14,800 homes listed for sale in the MLS, just 2% more this time than last year and 38% above the 10 average. And to get a better understanding of the market, we use a sales to active listing ratio. This ratio measures the homes available for sale against the number of homes sold throughout the month to get an idea of supply and demand. Analysis of the historical data suggests that downward pressure on home prices occurs when the ratio dips below 12% for a sustained period. Home prices often experience upward pressure when it surpasses 20% over several months. March ended with approximately 12%. The property type ratio 11% to detached, 17% for attached, and 16% for apartments. The MLS HPI benchmark price for housing types in Metro Vancouver, which is very similar to the Okanagan Valley, sits at $1,140,000 on average. Property type detached houses are a benchmark at $1.8 million, and townhomes are at $1.47 million, and apartments are approximately $707,000. While multifamily family situations continue to see slower, the detached housing market has awakened from a 10% increase from last year. And essentially, the market is really, if you look at the stats and you look at the closer sales to active listing ratio with the 3 different variants, detached homes are approximately 13 to 14%. Condos are approximately 15%. And essentially, that's just a synopsis for the month of March in 2026, and we'll see you next month for April. My name is Paul Bale with ORCA Realty, and thank you very much for joining us for the Real Estate Minute. We'll see you next time. This is episode 1.